Okay, so where are we, guys? Where are we right now? Where are we standing? Where am I standing?
On the
Where
bridge
you
of the Freedom Star.
in the Freedom Star, what is that? Is a ship? And what's the significance of the Freedom Star?
We retrieved the boosted rockets.
So the solid rockets, which after 2.5 minutes they burn out, land in the ocean, yeah? And you guys go and fetch them.
We get one, and then the Liberty Star gets the other.
So one apiece.
Right.
So the other Liberty Star is out there.
Right.
Is that over here?
Yep.
So we got the Liberty Star, and this is the Freedom Star.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the only thing that these ships do is recover solid rockets, or do they do?
No, we also look where we get the external tank.
You get the external tank?
Barge, yeah, we tow the barge.
Okay, you tow the okay. So that's from Michoud. You go to Michoud, tow the tank and the barge over here. Is that right? From Louisiana.
We
over
actually
here.
go to Mississippi and it's
Mississippi.
smaller tugs bring it to Michoud.
Okay.
We wait for it to come back.
But so you take it from Gulfport across the Gulf and around the tip of Florida,
Yep.
and then bring it here. Okay. Because we lose that thing after the launch. It lands somewhere in the Pacific. Indian Ocean. Okay. I thought it was Indian Ocean. Those guys out there, I thought told me it was in the Pacific. Is that right, Tim? Is this the Indian Ocean? That's what I thought too. And these guys, anyway. Okay. Well, one of them oceans. It lands out there.
I make one. I'm on once a month.
So they don't. I'm with you. I think it's the Indian Ocean. That's the way I was taught. Okay, so that thing lands there, you never get it again. But these solid rockets, you go and you're going to go get these. Now, so it takes you how long? When do you need to be in position?
We need to be in on our MSP 2 hours prior to launch. It typically takes us about 20 hours to get there.
You said MSP. What's MSP? What does that mean?
Mission support position.
Mission support. Okay, cool. All right, so you need to be there 2 hours before launch.
Yes. And patrol the box. So the box they give us, we want to make sure there's no ships going through the box, the landing zone, impact zone of the boosters. So we get on station, we look at our radars and make sure there's no vessels that can come in contact with the boosters.
All right.
And we patrol that for a couple hours prior to launch, and we'll be in position for launch.
How big is this box that you're going to?
Probably 100 square miles, probably something.
100 square miles?
I'd say so, yeah.
So you guys are running around with the ship, making sure no one comes in there.
We don't run around. We have radar.
Your radar. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll open our radar up to 96 miles, and we have a plane flying overhead too, and they help us out, finding ships in the corners and stuff, and
All right.
just, make sure it's safe. The primary box is probably only 20 square miles.
Okay.
But the whole box, in case they were to have to make a return to landing site or something like that,
Right.
it's pretty big.
Okay. So you want to make sure no one's in the danger zone of getting hit by a solid rocket, because then they would blame you guys, right? It's like, who are those guys out there, more or less, right? Hey, what's up? Those guys got hit. Some guy out there fishing. Do you have people in it? Usually, you got to scatter out there, or?
These guys, they get contacts all the time, and they're constantly
there's
talking.
typically a couple ships we have to get with the Coast Guard, and we can only suggest they change course and direction or speed or something like that. But
Okay.
and they're usually willing to work. When you say there's a rocket going to fall out of the sky, they're usually willing to work.
I guess their attention.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but I'm trying to get this last flounder. How far away from Florida are you when you recover those things?
125
100.
miles off the coast of Jacksonville.
Okay. That's where you'll be. That's where you pick those things up, and you bring them back here.
Yes.
All right. And then from here they get loaded onto something else that takes them by train up to somewhere, or what happens?
They disassemble them here.
All right.
And we keep the forward skirts and the aft skirts. We refurb them here in Florida locally.
Oh, okay.
And then the segments themselves will get put on a train and shipped to Utah to be refurbished.
To be packed again. What's going on back here? This is a throttle. Looks like a throttle.
It's the aft console. It's,
Aft console.
Any kind of operations we do, divers in the water or retrieving anything, this is where we would operate the vessel from.
All right.
Overlooking the back deck.
They can look at the back deck and watch the work being
Oh,
done
cool.
on the back deck. All the work gets done back there. It's safe.
Oh wow, look at that. So what are these controls? What's the joystick for? Is that
This is your throttle for your stern thruster.
all right?
Your bow thruster here.
Okay.
This is a full DP system right here. Basically the same thing you have on the forward console is back here.
All right.
This is your props, your lift system for your props, your main engines. And then you have a tiller instead of a wheel here
Okay.
for your rudders. And pretty much you can do anything you can do from up there, you can do it back here
Okay.
at any time.
Alrighty. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep. It's getting late here. You guys are staying overtime, and without pay, I assume.
Huh?
Yes.
See the full parachute rails there? That's our recovery crane right there.
All right.
It's an articulating boom. We use that crane to launch the boat over here. and also to recover the frustrum. The frustrum is the large cone that goes on the top of the solid rocket booster. Those two devices on the port quarter over there are called diver operated plugs, or EDOPs. Our divers are going to take those down to a depth of over 100 feet, position them under the booster. The booster is going to be in a vertical manner with the aft skirt open to the ocean. They're going to stick one of those plugs into the open nozzle. We're going to connect an air hose to this hose reel over here. We're going to pump all the water out of that booster. It's going to rise up out of the water, fall over on its side. We're going to connect to the parachute shroud lines, and we're going to tow it in using the ship's tow winch right here.
Right there.
We're going over to the Liberty Star next.
All right.
Liberty Star is identical to Freedom. One major difference you're going to see is that Liberty has a Weibel radar on board, a tracking radar for ascent debris. Freedom is also configured to hold
For
one of
ascent
those.
debris. You shouldn't gloss over that. That means anything that's coming off,
Absolutely.
they can track it.
That's
All
right,
Okay.
like foam from ET tanks or
All right.
anything else. Cool.
All right.
That's the purpose. They have two of those radars. One of these ships will be carrying the radar for the offshore position. The second radar is going to be on an Army landing craft about 10 miles offshore.
All right.
And they've got a third radar located in a land facility nearby, so they triangulate 3 different angles to get a full picture of what's going on with that shuttle during the first couple minutes of flight.
Okay. So this thing looks for debris coming down from the external tank or from, and how much range is it to protect you guys or to protect anybody who might be in the area, right? If something's coming down.
That's actually to give NASA an early heads up on any problems on the orbiter.
I see.
Now that's something of interest. That's
Is that a,
recompression chamber.
Oh, is this for your divers?
Absolutely.
Okay. How many divers you have go out there with you?
We have 8 on each ship.
8 on each ship.
Yeah, we've got some really talented guys here. Our core group are diver EMT paramedics.
Wow.
We borrow divers from throughout the company from the
Yeah.
United Space Alliance. We have engineers, we have technicians, we have welders. That's their hat on the beach.
Yeah.
When we go to sea, they're our recovery guys.
Right.
They're also trained divers. They're also trained to operate that hyperbaric chamber operation.
Chamber right in.
Now, what we're real proud of is they've achieved world-class status. They have among the best safety records of any dive group in the world, and that's a big deal.
You wouldn't expect anything less from NASA, would you?
No, you would not.
Yeah.
You compare us to commercial, or compare us to the Navy or anybody else, we're top dogs. People are the best.
What do you think of that, Navy? All right. Cool. But it's just amazing, Navy, you know, all the different disciplines that come into the space program. You know, it's not just it's not just a bunch of aerospace guys. You know,
it
it's
isn't. No, it isn't.
yeah.
A lot of professional mariners here and
Yeah.
technicians.
You got your kitchen right here.
Mess deck and galley, yep.
All right, so this is where all the cooking goes on. You guys eat pretty well on the ship?
Very well.
Yeah, what do they feed you? What's a typical dinner? You ever get a burger?
You can get burgers, steaks, pork chops, got it all.
Regular food.
Yep.
Regular
Regular food.
All right. It's like a nice place to hang out down here.
Good place.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable. All right. Well, thanks, Bill. Good luck with whatever you're studying there. What is that stuff?
Appreciate it.
What do you got? Are you working on something? You going to school?
Managerial accounting,
Managerial accounting?
not fun at all.
Not fun. That's all right. Just get through the class. The fun comes later.
Yeah.
School isn't necessarily fun.
Yep.
You hear that, kids? School isn't necessarily fun. But it should be fun. And the teachers will kill me. But it's better way afterwards. It'll get better, yeah. All right, well, good luck.
Appreciate
All
it.
right, man. All right.
Watch your step.
All right.
Okay, this is Liberty Star's engine room. Liberty and Freedom are 2,900 horsepower vessels. They have 2 main engines. They're 12-cylinder EMDs. What that boils down to is electromotive division at General Motors. These are marine variants of a diesel locomotive engine. Diesel engines, powered by diesel fuel. We also have back aft here 2 generators. They provide our electricity when we're at sea. They're 871 Detroit diesels. They'd be equivalent to a large truck engine.
It's a big engine.
Yeah,
You got
it is.
2 of those
and
guys?
it's noisy down here. Okay, it gets to 120 degrees and 120 decibels down here in the
Gosh.
summertime. It's a miserable place. So this is an automated engine room. The
So you're not-
engineers make routine rounds.
But you don't want to hang out here.
No, it's not
No.
a place you'd want to hang out at unless you had to fix something.
All right.
We've got all kinds of air compressors on board. Now this doesn't look like anything fancy, but this is actually pretty cool. This is one of the biggest air compressors you'll ever see. This produces the
thing.
high volume, low pressure air that we pump into the solid rocket booster. That booster may only be about 4 psi by the time we get the air out of here and through a 1,200-foot hose and the diver operated plug into the booster, but it's enough to float that thing.
Okay, so you want to get air inside of it to make it buoyant is the idea.
Right,
Right.
and to eject the water out through the plugs.
Ah, okay.
All
so
right. So
excellent.
again, that booster's 30 foot above the water, 100 foot below the water. Our divers have plugged it. We've connected the air hose. We start blowing through this compressor. She rises up out of the water. Timber over. Continue pumping. Get the rest of the water out, and we tow that sucker in.
That's cool.
Engineer's workshop. Stuff breaks. This is where they come to fix it. They got everything from lathes to every tool imaginable to keep things running.